friends. Mark Holmes here. Of course, my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here. Let's wake up this football, guys. Wake up here, guys. I'm tired, y'all. It is before 6 a.m. and I've got to get down the country this morning, so I have to leave out of here early. But, I'm addicted. I'm addicted to YouTube. And briefly before I hit the road, I just want to give you guys some thoughts here. First of all, tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, we'll be in the house doing the Joe Boo Sports Report. And we'll be giving away another one of our Joe Barty trophies here. The draft is in the past. As you can see, our countdown clock is down to 0. And I guess we'll set the countdown clock for, the beginning of the season now. Yeah, might as well set it for the beginning of the season. So the question you have to have, and tonight we'll talk about the draft and how it all works and stuff. The question you have to ask is, has Jerry Jones changed? That's my question. Jerry Jones, after the end of the season which was a debacle, injuries galore, you had your franchise quarterback have a catastrophic injury. To everybody's chagrin, Andy Dalton isn't as good as Dak Prescott, regardless of what Colin Cowherd had told you. He's just not the same. He's not. It's just not the same. Zeke Elliott seemed to have slowed down. Your offensive line, which was once the Great Wall of Dallas too, seemed to be broke down, busted, thoroughly disgusted, as my dad would say. And the defense was historically bad. The worst defense before had given up 436 points in a game. On a season. Although some games it felt like last year that we gave up 436 points in a game. That Browns game, geez, I think they're still scoring on us. But it ended up giving up 473 points. And it just was catastrophic. And Jerry Jones famously said that he must change, and he will change. I have to change. Or something like that. It's too early. I'm sorry. It's too early for me to get it exactly right. I'm sorry. It's just too damn early. So the question is, has Jerry Jones changed, and is it a reflection on the team? Not long after that, they said Dak Prescott's got all the leverage. After year of waiting for them to get Dak Prescott's contract done, and Stephen Jones saying that Dak's got to take a team-friendly deal, that they ended up making him the highest-paid quarterback in football, or the most guaranteed money in football, which is definitely different than what the Cowboys normally do. There was no hemming and hawing. There was no throwing Dak under the bus. They just got this deal done and said, let's move on. So there's that. Then there, of course, is the infatuation with players, new parts, the Kyle Pitts. We just get that Kyle Pitts on that pair you up with old Dak Prescott. It'd be a fantastic thing. We heard him say that, but maybe that was just more baffling with bullshit, because that's not where they went. The fact that they went all defense, actually for once recognizing that there's a problem and actually trying to take care of the problem as opposed to selling jerseys. Because make no mistake about it, Kyle Pitts would sell a lot of jerseys. And it seems like the Cowboys always went for sizzle more than substance. That they would always do the sexy pick, but instead of doing the things that actually really matter. This year is different. They recognized our defense was ass. It was terrible. That the players that we had just weren't good enough. And it seems like They are, instead of having the anointing oil where they got their favorites, they basically said, and I think this is a big change. Jalen Smith, Jerry said he's a cornerstone of our team. But I think you've now actually put players on notice that it doesn't matter who you are. You may be a Jerry Jones favorite, but we brought in a lot of linebackers because we recognize linebackers are key. That the defense is going to evolve, that we even got a one technique guy. I make no mistake about it. Bohannon is a nose guard. Screw the nose tackle. I'm not going to even call him a nose tackle. He's a nose guard. We're going old school. We are getting a defensive line that's going to bludgeon you. Instead of saying, well, we got tweeners out here like Tyron Crawford who, he can play defensive tackle. He can play defensive end, and we've got Antoine Woods who, he's a defensive tackle, but he can play nose when we need to. No. They finally went out and got guys that play the position. I never understood why the Cowboys would end up taking guys and say, well, we can convert them. We can change them. Or they can play multiple roles. It seems like maybe the Cowboys have, in fact, evolved, and maybe Jerry Jones has actually changed some. Now, we'll see what the results will be on the field, but I think all of a sudden that this may be the new era for the Dallas Cowboys. And as much as I thought, and I'll be the first one to say, that there was a plan. I guess, as they always say, trust the process. When I was seeing a linebacker like KJ Wright and seeing Sheldon Richardson, who is a nose tackle, that I wanted to sign him. I still kind of want to sign Sheldon Richardson, have him mentor the Bohemian Beast. That they actually had a plan of what they were going to do. They had a certain set of guys with skills that they were looking for, and they went out to get them to fill this vision that Dan Quinn has. Unlike when they destroyed Chris Richard and basically said, you're going to cook with the other chef over here with his ingredients and set him up to fail. I feel like the Cowboys are actually setting up Dan Quinn to succeed. So that being said, we're going to be short and sweet this morning because I'm still half the F asleep. And I'm going to hit the road, but you know me. I'll get you with all the news. This is pre-6 a.m. You know how we roll.
Folks here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Peace.